Have you ever walked away from a conversation, only to feel oddly unsure about your own thoughts? Maybe you agreed to something you weren't entirely comfortable with, or you began to doubt your own memory of events. This could be more than just poor communication. It might be subtle manipulation. In this video, we'll expose the hidden psychological tricks people use to manipulate others without them realizing. This isn't about overt abuse or obvious control. It's about the quiet, insidious techniques that twist perception, emotions, and behaviors over time. Welcome to the dark psychology of manipulation. Manipulation doesn't always come from malicious people. It can happen in families, friendships, workplaces, and relationships, even by people who claim to love or care for you. These tactics often go unnoticed because they're wrapped in charm, concern, or logic. But once you know what to look for, the veil lifts. Let's begin with the first subtle tactic, gaslighting. 1. Gaslighting, undermining your reality. This is one of the most insidious tactics. The manipulator makes you doubt your memory, perception, or sanity. They may say things like, "That never happened," or "You're imagining things," even when you're certain of your experience. Over time, you begin to question your own thoughts, becoming more dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. They'll rewrite past conversations. They'll say you misunderstood, twist the context, or simply deny what was once clear. It often starts small. "I never said that," but grows into full-blown psychological warfare. You start second-guessing yourself before you even speak. You defer to their interpretation of reality to avoid conflict or confusion. It's a slow erosion of self-trust. The more you rely on them to interpret the world, the easier you are to control. 2. Guilt tripping, turning morality against you. "After all I've done for you, this is how you repay me?" Guilt tripping works by making you feel responsible for someone else's emotions or hardships. Manipulators use guilt as a weapon, not to resolve issues, but to control your behavior. They'll highlight every sacrifice they've made, real or imagined, and contrast it with your current failures. They'll bring up your past mistakes in moments where they need leverage. They'll cry, sulk, or act wounded, not because they're truly hurt, but because they know your conscience will respond. You end up doing things out of obligation, not desire, and they position themselves as the martyr. They don't want understanding. They want submission, and guilt becomes the perfect leash. 3. The silent treatment. Withholding to punish, it may seem like someone just needs space, but the silent treatment is often a form of control. By withdrawing affection, attention, or communication, manipulators punish you without words. It's a form of emotional starvation. The silence says, "I won't acknowledge you until you bend." It places all the responsibility on you to restore peace, regardless of who is wrong. You apologize, beg, or compromise not because you were in the wrong, but because you can to stand the cold distance. Over time, you learn to tiptoe around topics. You suppress your own needs just to avoid triggering another freeze-out. It's not communication. It's coercion in disguise. 4. Triangulation. Dragging others into conflict. Triangulation involves bringing a third party into personal issues to create jealousy, competition, or confusion. A manipulative friend might say, "Well, they agree with me," to discredit your opinion. In relationships, a partner might mention how attractive or understanding someone else is to provoke insecurity. It's a divide and conquer strategy. You're no longer dealing with just one person. You're also fighting off the influence of someone else you may not even know. Suddenly, your connection feels less safe. You become reactive, defensive, and eager to please, trying to reclaim your position in their eyes. It's psychological warfare masked as conversation. 5. Love bombing. Overwhelming affection as a hook. In the early stages of a relationship, the manipulator might shower you with praise, attention, and gifts. It feels amazing, intoxicating even, but it's not genuine affection. It's bait. They mirror your desires. They complement every detail. They make you feel like you've finally found someone who truly sees you. It's intense, fast-paced, and all-consuming. But the moment they know they've hooked you, the mask begins to slip. That early warmth turns cold. The flattery stops. The gifts disappear. Now, love is conditional. You're left chasing that initial high, wondering what went wrong. And because the beginning felt so perfect, you assume the problem must be you. 6. Shifting blame. The eternal victim manipulators rarely take responsibility. Every disagreement becomes your fault. If they lie, it's because you made them feel unsafe. If they hurt you, it's because you pushed them. They twist reality until they're the victim, even when they've clearly done harm. When confronted, they might cry, deflect, or bring up your unrelated mistakes to justify their actions. You end up apologizing for confronting them. This tactic keeps them untouchable. You begin walking on eggshells, afraid of making them feel bad. It's a masterclass in avoidance disguised as pain. 7. Minimizing, dismissing your feelings. You're overreacting. It wasn't that serious. These phrases might seem harmless, but they're part of a bigger manipulation. Minimizers downplay your pain or experiences to avoid accountability. They reduce your genuine emotions into something trivial. They turn your pain into an inconvenience. Over time, you stop expressing hurt because you expect it to be dismissed. They might even joke about your trauma. They frame your discomfort as hypersensitivity. Eventually, you begin questioning your emotional responses, wondering if you are too sensitive. That's exactly what they want, your silence. 8. Feigned confusion. Playing dumb to avoid responsibility. When confronted, some manipulators act clueless. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't mean it like that. They pretend they don't understand what upset you. They reframe their actions as innocent misunderstandings. This stalls the conversation, wears you down, and shifts the burden of explanation onto you. You find yourself doing emotional labor, clarifying, calming, explaining, while they sit back and feign innocence. It's a smokescreen to avoid accountability. 9. Future faking. Promising a dream, delivering nothing. This is common in manipulative relationships. The person paints a beautiful future. Commitment, travel, success, change. They say what you want to hear, knowing it keeps you hopeful and hooked. They'll promise a wedding someday, a better job soon, or personal growth when things settle down. But there's no timeline, no follow-through. It's a dreamscape designed to keep you loyal. As long as you believe in the future, you'll endure the present, and they know it. 10. Conditional kindness, strings attached. Every nice act has a cost. A favor becomes a debt. A compliment comes with expectations. Manipulators use kindness as currency. They'll help you, support you, love you, but only as long as you remain compliant. Step out of line, and their generosity vanishes. Or worse, they remind you of all they've done to guilt you into obedience. It's kindness with a price tag, and you didn't know you were paying until it was too late. 11. Micro-insults, hidden digs in disguise. Wow, you're actually smart. Not bad for someone like you. These comments seem like compliments on the surface, but they cut underneath. These micro-insults erode confidence subtly. They're backhanded, hard to confront, and easy to dismiss. If you react, they'll say, "Relax, it was a joke." But these jokes accumulate. One after another, day after day, they chip away at your self-worth. You begin anticipating the next jab. You second-guess your own intelligence, your appearance, your value. It's death by 1,000 disguised cuts. 12. Projection. Blaming you for their own behavior. Manipulators often accuse you of what they're redoing. If they're lying, they accuse you of dishonesty. If they're cheating, they claim you're the one being unfaithful. Projection confuses the narrative. You end up defending yourself, even though they are the one at fault. This deflection tactic keeps the spotlight off them. You waste time explaining, denying, and proving your innocence, while they continue their behavior in the shadows. 13. Pathologizing your emotions, using psychology against you. You sound paranoid. You're being narcissistic. Using pop psychology terms to pathologize you is a growing manipulation trend. They weaponize mental health language to discredit you. They paint your concerns as disorders. They use diagnostic labels to gaslight you further. It makes you question your own sanity. It frames your genuine reactions as toxic. It keeps you in a constant loop of self-doubt while they play the role of the emotionally healthy one. Recognizing these tactics isn't about labeling people. It's about reclaiming your clarity. Manipulation thrives in confusion. It hides in the gray areas, in politeness, in charm. But when you see it, name it, and resist it, you break its power.